Your person longs to create new, lasting memories with you, moments filled with warmth, laughter, and love that you both can cherish forever. They aren't just thinking about fleeting happiness or a temporary connection, they are envisioning a future rooted in deep emotional intimacy and long-term commitment. In their heart, they see you as someone they could build a beautiful family life with, someone who brings peace, joy, and a sense of belonging they've never experienced before. To them, you are more than just a partner, you are their true soulmate, the one who completes them on every level. While it may seem like they are moving slowly or taking longer than expected to fully express their intentions, it's not because they are unsure of their feelings. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They are being careful, deliberate, and thoughtful with every step they take. They want to be absolutely certain that when they return, it will be permanent, there will be no more back and forth, no more doubts, and no more hesitations. This time, they intend to come back for good, and they are determined to build something solid and lasting with you. They don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past or allow fear or uncertainty to get in the way of what they now realize is a once-in-a-lifetime connection. Even if, on the surface, it appears as though nothing is progressing between you two, trust that a lot is happening beneath the surface. The universe is aligning things in both your lives to bring you back together in the right way and at the right time. It may be difficult to see or feel right now, but this connection is evolving, growing, and strengthening, even in silence or separation. What you might not fully realize is that your person feels the same way about you as you do about them, perhaps even more deeply now than before. Time and distance haven't weakened their emotions, they've only made them more profound and more certain. Every passing day has served to confirm how important you are to them. The love they feel for you has matured and deepened, becoming something sacred and irreplaceable. They aren't rushing into anything because they want to do things right. They are thinking long-term. They want to build a relationship that is not just passionate, but also stable, nurturing, and emotionally secure. Limited communication may have created confusion, sadness, or even doubt. But one thing remains unchanged, your person's love for you. Despite the silence or distance, nothing has been able to diminish how they feel. In fact, that quiet space has allowed them to reflect and appreciate you even more. They understand now that no one else can take your place, and no other connection has come close to matching what they feel with you. You've become a central figure in their life, someone whose presence and influence have brought about immense growth and positive transformation. They are deeply grateful, not just for your love, but for the way your connection has helped them evolve as a person. Right now, you may be choosing to remain silent, possibly to protect yourself or to observe what they will do next. While your silence is understandable, it's also becoming increasingly difficult for them to handle. The lack of communication is starting to feel like emotional torture. Not being around you, not hearing your voice or sharing everyday moments with you, has created an emptiness in their world. They miss you deeply, and the longing they feel is growing stronger by the day. That's why they are seriously considering taking a leap of faith and reaching out to you. Even if there's fear or uncertainty about how you might respond, they are willing to take that risk. The thought of continuing without you is more painful than the fear of rejection. They know that the time has come to move forward, to break the silence, and to open up their heart. They don't want to live in regret, wondering what might have been if they had only been brave enough to tell you how they truly feel. This connection, though challenged by time and distance, is still very much alive. It has weathered the storms and proven itself resilient. Your person is not only aware of that, they are holding on to it with everything they have. They are preparing themselves emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually to be the kind of partner you deserve. They want to show you that love doesn't always have to be rushed or dramatic. Sometimes, the most powerful love grows slowly, intentionally, and deeply. So, while things may seem quiet or uncertain right now, trust in the process. Trust that your person is on their way back to you, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine and heartfelt desire to build a life with you. When they come back, it will be with clarity, confidence, and an unwavering commitment to love you the way you've always deserved. I spent my entire life searching for true love. Deep in my heart, I always believed that real, authentic love existed for me somewhere, and I refused to settle for anything less. It wasn't about perfection or fantasy, it was about a deep emotional connection, the kind that touches your soul and brings peace to your heart. I longed for something genuine, something raw, and something deeply fulfilling. But in my pursuit, I often found myself looking in all the wrong places, mistaking illusions for love and hopes for reality. Time after time, I gave my heart to people or situations that didn't deserve it, hoping that maybe this time, it would be different. But I was wrong. I was deceived, heavily, painfully, and it left scars that I wasn't even aware of at the time. The cost of that deception was high. I lost pieces of myself along the way. I questioned my own worth, my instincts, and even my capacity to love and be loved in return. There were moments when I thought perhaps true love was nothing more than a fantasy. And yet, as painful as that journey was, I can now say that it taught me the most profound lesson of my life. That very pain, that disillusionment, guided me back to you. Through all the trials and errors, I came full circle, and you were there. And now, as I look back on everything I went through, I can say with honesty and gratitude that it all served a purpose. Because without those lessons, I may not have truly recognized the beauty of what we have now. I may not have been ready to receive the kind of love you give. So today, I want to say thank you. I am grateful, deeply, sincerely grateful, for you. Because of you, I have found the love I always dreamed of. Because of you, I have found my happiness. You brought light into the darkest corners of my soul. Your honesty, your rawness, your refusal to sugarcoat things, those qualities touched me more than you will ever know. You didn't just speak to my mind or my heart, you reached my spirit. I've always had a high emotional threshold. I've always been the kind of person who needs something real, something extraordinary, to feel truly connected. And yet, no relationship, no connection, has ever made me feel the way I feel now with you. In you, I have found someone who didn't just match my strength but who also saw the vulnerable parts one kept hidden from the world. You are the only one who could tame this lion, who could quiet the storm within me without diminishing who I am. It's true that I wasn't always confident in our love. In the beginning, I had my doubts. I second-guessed the path we were on. I was carrying the weight of past wounds and old fears, and I let those shadows cloud my view of what we were building together. Even now, as I write these words, I feel overwhelmed by so many emotions. But there's one truth I can't deny. It was your love that gave me the courage to face my demons. Your love didn't just comfort me, it challenged me. It held up a mirror and made me see parts of myself I had ignored or buried. It forced me to confront the obstacles I wasn't even aware were standing in my way. And when we separated, everything became even clearer. That time apart put me in situations I never anticipated, and through that pain and confusion, I started to understand you better. I began to see your actions in a new light. Where once I felt hurt, I now feel understanding. Where once I blamed, I now feel compassion. I realized that you were never trying to push me away. You were protecting yourself, and maybe even protecting me in your own way. But at the time, I couldn't see it. I interpreted everything through the lens of my past wounds. And for that, I am sorry. Now, more than ever, I see you for who you are. I see the depth of your heart, the strength in your vulnerability, and the courage it takes to love the way you do. I just want you to know one thing: you light up my entire world. Everything looks different because of you. The love I feel now is deeper, more grounded, more real than anything I've ever known. And it's all because of you. You are not just the person I love, you are my true love, the one I waited for, searched for, and sometimes even despaired over. I found you when I least expected it, but exactly when I needed it most. And now that I have you, I know with certainty, I was never truly lost, I was just on my way to you. I never feel tired when you're around me. In fact, your presence brings me a kind of energy that no amount of sleep or rest could ever match. It's as if your very being breathes life into mine, and with you by my side, everything feels lighter, easier, and more vibrant. But in your absence, it's the exact opposite. I become mentally exhausted, drained not from physical effort but from the endless swirl of thoughts that flood my mind. I find myself constantly obsessing over you, wondering where you are, what you're doing, and why I suddenly feel so empty. It's not just a passing thought here and there, it's like a quiet storm inside my head that never really stops. The silence you leave behind grows louder with each passing moment, and I can't help but feel incredibly lost and alone in it all. You were the last person I remember laughing with, truly laughing. The kind that comes from deep within, the kind that makes you forget everything for a while. That laughter meant something to me. It was real. But I don't know why things between us keep getting so complicated. It seems like every time we find some stability, something comes along to shake the foundation we've built. Sometimes I wonder if it's the universe testing us or if it's just the weight of our own unresolved emotions pulling us apart. Either way, I can't ignore how often I find myself caught in the middle of confusion, trying to understand what we are, what we could be, and why it feels like we're always just a few steps away from something beautiful, and yet never quite there. And then, just like that, you disappear. No message, no explanation. Just silence. It hurts more than I care to admit, especially when I've tried to reach out or checked your social media, only to see that you're not active or have gone quiet there too. It's hard not to take it personally, not to feel like your absence is intentional, like you're choosing distance over connection. But maybe that's just my overthinking again, filling in the blanks with fears rather than facts. Still, the ache remains. Before you came into my life, I was chasing all the wrong things. I was running after materialistic goals, money, recognition, achievements, thinking those were the answers to my happiness. I ignored what my heart and soul were really yearning for. I told myself I was fulfilled, that I didn't need anyone, that I was strong enough to carry it all alone. But that wasn't the truth. Deep down, there was a quiet emptiness, a hunger I couldn't name until you arrived. When you entered my world, everything shifted. It was like you held up a mirror to my soul, showing me the parts of myself I had buried under ambition and pride. For the first time in a long time, I felt the urge to pause, to slow down, and to truly reflect on where I was heading. I began to ask myself questions I had avoided for years. Where is my ego taking me, and is it leading me anywhere meaningful? What does my soul actually want? And the answer that kept coming back, over and over again, was startling in its simplicity: love. Not the kind of love that's loud or dramatic or demanding, but a quiet, steady, soul-deep love. And somehow, that love pointed to you. You awakened something in me that I didn't even know existed. A tenderness. A vulnerability. A longing not just to be loved, but to love someone else with my whole being. And despite all the uncertainty and confusion that surrounds us, despite the distance and the silences, there is one thing I've always known with complete clarity: my heart started desiring you in the purest, most honest way. Not because I was lonely or needed to fill a void, but because something about you made my soul feel seen. You didn't complete me, you reminded me of who I already was, beneath the layers I had built to survive. Even now, when things feel uncertain, that truth hasn't changed. I still feel that pull toward you, that unexplainable connection that defies logic and reason. Maybe we're not meant to have all the answers right now. Maybe we're still figuring it out, each in our own way. But no matter what the future holds, I can't deny the impact you've had on me. You taught me that real connection isn't about constant contact or perfect understanding. It's about the way someone's presence lingers in your soul long after they're gone, and how their absence becomes a space you carry with you everywhere. So here I am, caught between longing and gratitude. Longing for your presence, for your voice, for the warmth of your laughter. And gratitude, for the way you woke me up, for the way you helped me see myself, and for the way you taught me that love, at its core, is about choosing to see and be seen. I don't know what lies ahead for us, but I do know this: you are a chapter one will never forget, a feeling I will always carry, and a love that made me stop and finally listen to my soul.